Okay, we're rolling. Good morning, Benji.
Good morning.
Monday, March 10th. We are in full spring training gear. There's like 8 or 9 days until professional baseball is being played in Tokyo for the books, right?
I'm stoked. I'm
For
excited.
real. I'm
And,
excited too.
and spring training's starting to feel a little more real. Like guys are getting more reps in, pitchers are stretching out a little more, people are getting hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
Things are happening.
I had my first fantasy baseball draft last week, and there's already people complaining that we drafted too early because, so and so's hurt and this one's got to rotate or whatever. And it's valid. It's valid.
Yeah, I did an NF I've done one NFBC draft, but it was like a best ball kind of league, so it doesn't matter as much, but I've been really close to just joining like a more expensive one, but I'm like just wait a little longer that way. Because the earlier you join, if you want to get the big pot, you're competing with people who have more information than you if they do it in a week or two. So I'm
Of
trying to hold
course.
off, but I'm anxious to do a draft.
I love that you're, evaluating the market. I think that's great. I think that's great. All right,
Yeah.
well, this is like, we're a couple days into this and we're getting our rhythm, but after a few days of betting on spring training, you have $23 and I have three. You are 2-0. I am 1-1. So, in the spirit of competition, I want to make up some money. We've got 4 games on the slate that are free today. The first one is Rockies Angels. There is no line on that game, which is fine by me because I have very little interest in watching or supporting either of those teams financially. Um, but there are 3 other games for us to look at. The first is Braves versus Rays. Chris Sale against Boyle for the Rays. Is that a game that you're interested in, Benji?
I mean, as a baseball fan, yes, I love watching Chris Sale pitch. And I really think the Rays have an exciting team, so it's going to be a great baseball game to watch. Uh, it's a tough bet because uh, it's a tough bet because I really think Sale is going to probably go at least 5 innings. In his last start, he went 4 innings. So if Sale gets an opportunity to stretch out a little more this game, I mean, he just has such potential to be lights out. And I think the Rays have great bats too. So I think a lot of it is dependent on how long Sale pitches for. But this is tough because, like I said, I believe in Sale, but I also really believe in the Rays bats. I think I'm gonna go Rays plus 150. Even though
Okay.
I'm uncomfortable betting against Sale, but the Rays just have Brendan Lau and Caminero and a bunch of young guys like Mead who are just really trying to, you know, prove themselves and or get it in gear. So I think Sale will probably be lights out for 4 or 5 innings, and I'm sort of betting here that the Rays will get it on the back end of the game.
Okay, now that brings up something interesting. We cannot do this yet for spring training baseball, but there is a first five wager. You can bet on the first 5 innings of a game.
Oh,
Not
I
that we
didn't
would,
see that.
but maybe for regular season, that could be something for us to consider. And this sounds like a ripe kind of opportunity for a first five wager on Chris Sale. I want to say, and maybe it's because I only have $3. I'm leaning towards supporting the Braves and just like the sure thing with Chris Sale. Um, so okay, I'm probably going to lean towards the $18 to win 10 on Chris Sale and the Braves today. But good to know. I mean, you like the Rays. I don't know why I'm not that into the Rays yet. I always am. I often am. There's some maybe it's the park, maybe it's I don't know what it is. I'm just not as high on the Rays this season as I have been in years past. Let's see, maybe they'll prove me. Okay,
No, I still believe. I believe in Caminero. Mead's been crushing the ball. Brendan Lau is healthy, or Brandon Lau. Yeah, I
yeah,
believe.
they're winners. They're winners. They're
Yeah,
winners.
they're
Okay,
grinders and winners.
okay. D-backs Dodgers. Is that a game you're interested in being involved in? Maybe we should have gone through all three, but
We could go one at a time.
okay, great.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is tricky. I'm a Dodger fan, but I also have mad respect for the Diamondbacks. Yamamoto is very, very good. Hasn't been pitching great so far. I'm gonna again take the money here. I'm gonna bet on the Diamondbacks. I think that I think I think they have a good chance of coming in with that let's beat the bad guys, let's beat the Dodgers sort of energy. And Yamamoto has not been pitching well, and obviously it's just spring training. But yeah, that's
I agree with you here. I think the Diamondbacks always have the Dodgers kind of circled to like play just a little bit more. This game is meaningless, but it's not meaningless to the Diamondbacks. And I think anytime the Diamondbacks have a chance to play the Dodgers, they're going to play to win. And for plus 160, you have to let it's minus 190 to support the Dodgers. You need to bet almost $2 to win $1. I would rather bet $10 to win 16 on the Diamondbacks when there's a matchup that's not a real. This isn't the playoffs. We're not talking about the playoff baseball. I like the Diamondbacks today too. I don't know this guy Curtis from anybody, and of course I know Yamamoto, but I'm leaning towards the Diamondbacks to anytime they get the chance to beat the Dodgers, they want to go for it with a little extra edge. Okay.
yeah, I agree.
And then finally, we've got a nice pitching matchup. It's the Reds at the Padres. Reds and Hunter Green, $10 wins you 12. The Padres and Michael King is minus 140, so $14 wins you 10. Do you have a take on this game?
These are these are some of the closest games we've looked at so far. I mean, I Hunter Green and King, just two really good pitchers. Hard to tell who is gonna outpitch who there. But I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna bet on the Reds. You get a little more money out of the bet, like you said. It's plus 120 on the Reds. I think the Padres are a little all over the place. And I think the Reds are probably feeling like a little more of a hungry team. I could see Hunter Green just he's got such dominating stuff that I think if he just shows up, I think King is obviously very good too, but I think he's the type of pitcher who might be more likely to be working on things and this and that, where Hunter Green, his stuff is just so explosive that I don't I think Hunter Green is less likely to be working on some sort of nuanced pitching thing in spring training than King is. And then with extra money that the Reds have, and they're loaded full of bats, they're loaded full of guys
Totally.
want to make a lineup, so I'm going with the Reds.
I like it. I like it. I'm a big Michael King fan. I am.
Me too.
I liked him with the Yankees. I thought it was a great situation when the Padres, acquired him for Soto. That's looking better and better now that Juan Soto's not a Yankee. Um, Hard for me to go against Michael King. I've had a soft spot for him, but I like your rationale. I like your like line of thinking. Okay, those are the three games we're talking about. What is the game you're gonna choose today?
If I can only bet on one,
I mean, or what do you think? I mean, should we do multiple? We can. We can do anything. We can do
I
anything.
guess if I had to choose one out of
Mhm.
these three, oh boy, this is tough. Um, I think I'm gonna take the Diamondbacks beating the Dodgers, which feels silly, but yeah, the Diamondbacks often have the Dodgers number, and with the plus 160 and Yamamoto looking a little shaky, again bringing up my other kind of thing I sort of analyze here, which is like what types of pitchers are more likely to be tinkering and what types of pitchers are more likely to want to prove they got it. I think Yamamoto could be tinkering today. So yeah, I'm gonna go Diamondbacks. I just really believe in their lineup. They're just such beasts with Ketel Marte and Corbin Carroll, and so yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're beasts that Diamondbacks lineup.
You know who I've been keeping an eye on at the Diamondbacks? I've been keeping an eye on Jordan Lawler. I've been keeping an eye on Jordan Lawler. He doesn't really have a place to play right now, but I know he's been a hot prospect. He's always been favorite. And I also, even just talking about this with you, I was gonna go the Braves and Chris Sale and lay the $18 to win 10, but I like the Diamondbacks for $10 to win 16 today too. I am joining you. I'm also going to be on the Arizona Diamondbacks today. $10 to win 16. That's our game of the day.
Okay,
All
we'll
right,
be
man.
watching.
We'll be watching. We'll talk tomorrow.
And I just
Thanks.
want to say for the record, I'm 2-0 so far, but off the podcast, I also had a good guess. So technically, I'm 3-0. I think if I win again today, I have to consider moving to Vegas or getting a bookie
Yeah,
somewhere.
absolutely. Absolutely you should. Absolutely you need to consider it.
At a
Okay.
certain point, I am going to
Yeah.
be a some sort of prodigy.
You're sharp. Okay, man. Well, we'll talk more. Have a great
All right.
day. Enjoy the
All right.
baseball.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.
Bye.